stay with you for a lifetime, hopefully. So the first strategy is very simple. It may sound generic, but frankly, a lot of guys overlook this. It is dressing well, dressing to stand out, dressing to be uniquely different from the masses, from all the other guys out there. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean you have to wear a suit. No, you don't have to wear a suit. You don't even have to wear a jacket. I wear jackets because that's a personal preference of mine, but you don't have to wear a jacket. You can just wear jeans, a nice shirt, clean clothes, and clean shoes, very important, a fresh cologne. This may sound very, Alex, I know this already, but quite frankly, a lot of guys don't do it. When you approach a woman in the street or even in a bar or club, you are competing against every other guy that has approached her in the past. Now, let's not kid ourselves here. That's what happens. Women judge you, they look at you, and they sum you up within milliseconds, and they make these presumptions about you, about what kind of friends you have, your social circle, your lifestyle. Are you a very sociable person? How much money do you earn? Whereabouts do you live? What kind of car you drive? They make all these assumptions about you subconsciously. So consciously they don't register these beliefs about you, but subconsciously they're happening deep down in there, and they're judging you. So you want to make a very favorable first impression. It's all about dressing well and having a solid first point of contact, so you are remembered. So I want to show you a very quick story with you. Now, I fly often. Currently, I'm in Southern California, and I'm staying, this is my hotel room, and one thing that happens, it's happened around 50% of the time, when I travel, I get upgrades. And it happens to a lot of people, but it happens to me more than it does to my friends, and I've kind of figured out why this happens. Now, when I approach the front desk, when I check in, and I check in my luggage, I'm dressed well. I dress superbly well. I wear this jacket. I would be wearing a white shirt. I would be wearing a tie. Sometimes I would have a pocket square. Now, I don't do this because I like to impress the person I'm sitting next to on the plane. No, I do this to get upgrades, and it happens around 50% of the time. Now, who would know? Dressing well gets you upgrades on flights. But the fact is, I managed to pull one of these flight attendants aside, and I asked her about this. I said, why do people who dress well, who stand out, why do they get upgrades more than people who don't? And she said, I suppose it's a great revelation. It kind of makes sense, it's very logical, but sometimes we just have to be reminded. We kind of know this already, but sometimes, you just require somebody just to remind you, so it jots your memory, and you go, whoa, that's amazing. Okay, I'm going to start implementing that from now on. Well-dressed people, they act well. It's a common presumption made by everybody, but I asked this very particular flight attendant, and she says, well, when we see well-dressed people, it's a presumption, it's a rule of thumb, that they act well. So we put them in first class. Now, I pay coach, but 50% of the time I get upgraded to first class. Why? Because I dress well. I'm perceived to act well. They also make these assumptions about me that I would earn more money, that I would have powerful friends, I would have sociable friends, that I have a great lifestyle, that I'm more intelligent. All these different things, all these presumptions, who would know that when I board a plane that these presumptions are being made about me, but just by the way I look, just by the way I clothe myself. With that in mind, would it be too far-fetched to assume that assumptions like these are made elsewhere? Like when you go out to bars or clubs, like when you go out during the day to meet women, when you go out to meet a friend or a colleague or a loved one for lunch. Who would think that these assumptions, would it be logical to think that people are making these assumptions about you? Of course they would. They'll be looking you up and down, and these are subconscious assumptions. They look at you and they don't even know they're registering, but it's registering there. It's registering. So that's the first tip. Dress well, dress to stand out, and differentiate yourself from all the other guys there. That's the goal. Now, the second piece of advice I want to give you is have a plan. The first 3 minutes is all about you. Now, again, this is something generic. You've probably heard me say this before if you've seen some of my videos. If you head over to succeed@dating.com, there's heaps of videos there for you. I always stress the first 3 minutes is about you. So the worst thing you could do is walk up to a girl and say, "Hi, how you going?" "Oh, I'm Alex. It's very nice to meet you. So, how's your night? How's things going? Now, very rarely you can, under some circumstances, use that approach if it's very laid back, it's during the day, and it's very low key, very low energy. But if you're going out at bars or clubs, or even most street approaches during the day, you need to have a follow-up plan, because women aren't going to hang around there forever for you. So you need a follow-up plan. The first 3 minutes is about solid attraction. Now, I've been doing this for years now, so I have had so much material to say in the first 3 minutes. So I'm going to give you something uniquely you can say right now. If you've been watching my videos, or you've been seeing some of the pickup videos I do, and you're still a little hesitant about going up and approaching during the day, I want you to take this away from this video. I want you to walk up to the first girl you see during the day. So none of this, I might do the next approach, or, I need a cup of coffee before I do my approaches, or I need to do some exercises, or some deep alpha, inner game breathing. None of that crap, because that doesn't, that doesn't work. I don't believe that stuff works. You need to approach the first girl you see. So no excuses at all. Approach her immediately. Even if you have nothing to say, approach her. It's much better to do the approach and fail than to not do the approach at all. So you walk up to her. Now, this is what I would say. Hi there, how you going? This may sound a little strange, a little random, but I just noticed you and I had to come over and say, hi, how you going? I'm Alex. And again, I know this is strange, but it's very rare that you see a stunning girl like you walk down the street without, there's no guys hanging around you. What's going on? Usually you have like a 5-guy entourage. So what's the story? What's your name? Emily. Very nice to meet you, Emily. So what have you got going for you apart from your looks? Notice a smile. I'm being playful. This isn't, so what have you got going for you apart from your looks? I'm not being condescending. I'm not being arrogant. I'm being playful and I'm being funny. It's a cocky, funny banter line that I'm saying. What have you got going for you apart from your looks? And a smile. And this works amazing wonders, because you can practically take this, write that down, take this, when you go out tomorrow during the day, give this a try. It will work. It will stop women, because it never happens. No guy does this during the day. No guy can walk up to her and confidently compliment a girl in broad daylight and ask her a name and introduce themselves. No guy does this. They just don't have the confidence to do this. But you can. So the next thing, you need something to follow up after that. Now, you can use a number of things. I usually personally use a story. I can say something like, it's very strange. I'm actually looking for a costume shop. I've been searching up and down the street for the last hour, and I'm trying to find this costume shop. I've got a party tonight. One of my friends from out of town, his name's Paul, he's having a pirate costume party. So I'm going to have to find a costume shop. Actually, let me ask you, what's your favorite? I don't know. Are you a fan of Hook or Sinbad or Pirates of the Caribbean? Who's your favorite character? So again, I'm going back into the playful banter mind. I'm being playful with her. We're playing games. I'm testing her a little bit. I'm kind of putting her on the spot. And keep this in mind. No guy does this. No guy has the confidence to immediately go into rapport within the first 3 minutes of the conversation. But if you can do this, if you can practice exactly what I've said in a very similar tonality and smile in a playful way, you will pull this off. I hope this video has helped you. Most importantly, do go out and give this a try. I've had heaps of success stories, heaps of emails from guys all around the world who have actually watched some of my pickup videos, and they've gone out and they've really given this a try, really given it a shot. Some guys get into relationships, they get girlfriends. Some guys get exceptionally better at approaching women during the day and having lasting conversations. Some guys get